Currently waiting on Jess to get ready. You're hurting me. Stop. You're hurting me.
What did you say?
I said that I love you.
How much do you love me?
Enough.
I don't know that you do.
Come sit down.
It's just...
Okay. Well, hi.
There's a dog here. It landed right on my nose. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Justin and this is Jess. We are Justin and Jess. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we wanted to share a little bit about being worship leaders and worshiping together as spouses.
As a couple.
As a couple. Leading worship with your spouse. We wanted to talk about that and what that's like. I have been leading worship for about 15 years now. Since I was 15 years old, picked it up. And you've been leading worship for how long?
Probably the same amount of time.
Same amount of time. What instruments did you start out with, and what instruments do you play with now?
Are we strictly talking worship related?
Yes, worship related.
So I started learning piano when I was 7, and I played at church off and on. Like, we had an offering section time growing up, and so I would play like a special song during the offering. That was back when our church was really small. And then as our church grew, I of course got older, and when I reached high school age, so when I was 14, I started playing in the youth band, and yeah, we would play for services. So I played piano mainly. Okay. I would sing as well, and then I played violin, but I usually don't play that as often in worship.
So similar to me, I picked up the guitar when I was 15. We had kind of a special music time on Sunday evenings and Sunday mornings, and so that was where I really started playing in front of people and getting used to not really leading worship, but more of like performing, like just that performance aspect of music, being in front of people and playing a song. And then Wednesday nights I helped out with the youth, and that's where I would sing the more worship driven songs and try to encourage people to sing along and things like that. And we've been doing it not together ever since, but we've been doing it individually ever since, but together we've been leading worship since 2016.
That's true. I didn't join the worship band.
2016 we started playing together. It was a part of a church plant that we were a part of. You were playing keys and singing harmonies and backup, and then I was doing acoustic. And that's kind of where we got our start together.
You were the worship leader.
I was the worship leader. And then, what was our first gig together? Our first gig together outside of the church, we opened up for Daniel Doss. We went and played at that church in Benton, Kentucky. But what was the first gig that you and I did together as a couple, just you and me, where we went and led worship together? Do you remember that? That was 2018, wasn't it?
That was after we were dating, so yeah. I think we came here to Martin, Tennessee. That might have been our...
No, it was in February, and it was for the YEC with Calvary.
True. We did do that.
That was the first time.
I played keys,
pad,
and it didn't sound as great because it was just the two of us and the sound system there.
So that was the first time we led together, you and me, because you came to one worship gig that I did by myself, and you just kind of accompanied me. We were dating at the time.
Yeah.
And then 2018, our first ever gig together, we led worship for my home church. They have their YEC retreat every year, and YEC, it's like a weekend retreat type thing. It's just one of those weekend retreats for you. After this church plant, we started going to another church, and we were able to lead together there. You would always play keys, and I would always do acoustic and everything like that. We're not there anymore. We were there for maybe 2 years, and then now we're at a new church. So we haven't quite led there yet, but that's on the horizon. But those things are, that's kind of the home base, like set in stone. This is where we serve on a regular basis. But we do enjoy going out and leading at other churches and with other ministries. I've been doing that for several years now, going and just connecting with other youth groups and churches and helping out with worship and leading there. And only recently, the past couple of years, just when we started dating and right after we got married, have we both done something together. And this weekend, we're actually in my home, like where I grew up right now, because we are doing a a weekend gig in Martin, Tennessee for UTM, University of Tennessee at Martin. That's my alma mater. And the BCM there, which is the Baptist Collegiate Ministries, that's kind of where I grew up. I kind of served there in college, and I've been able to do stuff ever since with that ministry. And so we're back this weekend doing their welcome weekend for college. So that's why we're here. This is a different environment than our house. But like gigs like this is what I really enjoy. I love playing at home and being at home, but I do on the occasion enjoy going out and leading worship. But the thing is, for me, I've done it for so many years alone. It's always been me, just me. Like I never had a band. Most of the places that I would go play for, there usually wasn't a budget for a full band, and it was just me, and I didn't really know anybody anyways. And it's been a blessing for me in the past couple of years to be able to have someone that is not just a buddy, but like it's my wife that is talented as well in this area and that wants to come along with me, and we do it as a unit. So like I don't really ever anticipating going out into the world and leading worship by myself again. It's either going to be, and I'm sure there might be, like maybe there's like a week retreat or something where you've got to work and I'm able to go out, but I don't foresee on the consistent regular basis that I used to do me going out alone anymore, which is really good, which has been good for me.
Since we've been dating, there's only been 2 gigs that you've had to do on your own. Maybe it was just one, I can't remember. You did do like a weekend thing where you were gone a Friday through a Sunday or something like that, and I wasn't able to go with my work schedule. We had a deadline, so you went and did it by yourself. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, so just for me, like I said, it means a lot for me to be able to have finally somebody that can go with me, and not just kind of like a roadie, but someone that is gifted and skilled in leading worship and as a musician that can come and accompany whatever I'm doing. And for instance, this weekend, she's leading a few songs, and so it kind of takes a load off of what I typically do, leading all the songs, and it splits it up. It helps me vocally, energy wise, but it also diversifies the set as well. People can hear someone different than myself. If it's a full weekend thing and there's like 7 sessions, like people are gonna get tired of hearing my voice. So it's cool to have someone else, even more so a female, that can sing and sing in the range of other females, that she can connect with them in ways that I might not be able to. And furthermore, like I said, it just diversifies the whole set. So there's a lot of bonuses to being able to have a partner. And it's just great that it's your wife. What does it mean for you to be able to go out and not just even go out, but even in the local church where we've been serving together for the past couple of years, we're serving together as a couple. What is that like for you? What does that mean for you?
It's been really great, especially to be able to see whoever you're dating or your spouse, if you're married, just to be able to worship together and know that you're on kind of the same level. Mm-hmm. I really personally get a lot out of worship, so it's great to be married to someone who is a worship leader and not just another musician. While I connect with him on that creative side, I always thought it would be difficult to be married to somebody who played the same instrument that I play. Yeah. I would feel like there'd be kind of a competition.
Like if we were both pianists.
Yeah, if we both just strictly played piano, or like if I was just strictly a worship leader. I'm not. I play, I do sing. I'm really good at harmonies, I feel like. I'm not as strong, which is flat out leading a song, but we're working on that.
We complement each other really well.
We do. We have really good harmonies, I feel like, together. Mm-hmm. So it's just been great having someone who understands all the music side of it, but doesn't exactly do everything that I do. And like you said, we complement each other. It's not quite a competition. So that's been really great. And honestly, like I said, I get a lot from worship. So when I'm worshiping and I can see my husband, especially if he's leading the song, it's great to just be able to look at him and smile and see that he's using his gifts for God's glory and not just holding on to him. And the fact that we get to use them together is really, really special for me.
Right. I think, that's the main thing for me is, you can think about it, if you were, I mean, not saying that this is bad, but like you're really good at cooking, but let's just say that you weren't a musician. You know, it's fine that you go and you serve the church and you do your cooking thing and you cook for people, and I do my worship thing and I lead people in worship, and they're separate. There's something there's something that's so much more special when it's the same thing and you're able to do it together.
Sure.
Like you would go do your cooking event, I'd go do my worship event, and like we'd be separated. But for me, like just going out and leading worship with her, it's almost like there's a sense of peace and calmness that I'm not going to be alone, that when no matter what happens, if my guitar dies, I'm not by myself in this. I've got a partner that can laugh with me about it. Or if I don't sleep well, I've got a partner that can console me and be there for me and kind of, take over or whatever. If
we both haven't slept well
this weekend
at all.
But if something goes wrong in the set list, or just whatever the case may be, in that ministry position, you've got someone that is there with you. You're not alone, and they've got your back. And also, it's also really cool to have, just a second mind in the room, someone else that can offer a different perspective and that can help choose the songs for once.
Oh, that's what you think?
Yeah,
that's what you think?
I like you helping me choose the songs. Like,
we spent about 2.5 hours choosing songs this morning, and I had to say several times,
more like an hour.
Pick this song, pick this one, and every time, I don't know.
A couple other things is so there's all the preparation and like not being alone, but in the actual time when you're ministering and you're giving your gifts, you've got someone there that's with you, other than Jesus. Jesus is there, but like someone else that like, hey, would you mind praying? Can you do this so I can do this? Or can you do this so I can do this? It's a good, you're able to work in tandem and worship and minister together. So it's not just like the Justin show and you're coming along and accompanying me. It's the Justin and Jess ordeal, and like we're serving and doing this together. Each of us both have our individual set of skills, and they complement each other, but we're both able to lead out of those gifts in a special way. And when you do it together and you combine it, I think it's really special, because there's only so much I feel like I can do by myself. But when there's a unit, it hits so much harder.
You're really good at talking on stage. I'm terrible at talking on stage and like making people laugh. I'm not good at that. But I feel like afterwards, I'm really good at talking to the people one-on-one afterwards, or small groups, whereas you're just more like, I'm done, I'm distracted. Like, you don't even want to be there. So like, you do a really good job at like talking to everybody, and then I feel like I do a better job at the end. Like, if people want to talk, we'll talk to them.
Right.
So we do complement each other. Hi, little buddy. Desmond's wanting his pets now. I will say too, we do have other gifts that we don't share as well. Like how you said, like, I'm really good at cooking. You're really good at planning, or not planning. You're really good at dreaming up ideas. And so we do have separate gifts as well that we do end up doing in our own time. We just luckily have this one that we can share together, and it's really special. It's great. I'm really thankful that I do have a husband that does play music and understands it, because a lot of people who don't play music, there's a certain feeling that you get sometimes when you're on stage in the middle of a really powerful I cannot talk. There's a certain feeling you get sometimes when you're on stage in the middle of a really powerful song, and I know you've felt that too. It doesn't happen every time that you play, but I get to be able to share in that with you, and to think that I could be married to somebody who doesn't get that at all, I think that'd be difficult for me. Yeah.
It's also really good to have this accountability between the two of us, because you can't really just walk into a worship set unprepared spiritually, and also with the songs. So it's good to have a partner that's there, that we can hold each other accountable leading up to those things, where we're both spiritually prepared, we're both spiritually fed, we're both ready to engage the people and to lead them into the presence of God and give them an opportunity to have an encounter with God. It's good to have that spouse there with you that is walking this spiritual walk. You're walking this spiritual walk together. It's one thing for me to have a buddy and we go lead worship together, but we're not spouses. We're friends. We're spiritual brothers. But like, there's something different there that's absent from what is here. And not saying that that's wrong or that this is better or anything like that. I think they're both great. But for me, I just feel like being able to lead worship with your spouse is so much greater. And we're not even been married a year, and we've only really had a handful of opportunities to go out and lead, but we've led a lot at church too.
Yeah.
Several dozen times we've had the opportunity to do something together. And of course that was in the context of a full band, but when we go out together, it's just the two of us.
Before, when we were dating, we've led for years together. So
Yeah.
It's really easy for me to read when he's wanting to do something, or if he's going to go off script and not stick with what we practice. It's really easy for us to follow each other.
Yeah.
So that's been really good. And I think too, just knowing each other for years has easily helped with that.
Yeah.
There are some complications, I would say.
It's always going to be complications.
Of being spouses and leading together. Like when we disagree, it's like, oh man, we think obviously that we're both right in our own individual ideas. So that can be difficult sometimes when it's like that can be difficult sometimes when I don't necessarily see what he's kind of seeing as the outcome. So sometimes we do have disagreements on what we think would be better song choices or better things, but honestly we don't disagree that often when it comes to worship music.
We're both pretty open-minded.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. And he's got a really good voice, so that definitely helps us.
Thanks.
As well.
Yeah. You too. You have really good harmonies.
Chilton really struggles to give compliments, I would say.
You're beautiful.
He doesn't give compliments.
You're beautiful. Babe, I love you so much.
That is really honest sounding.
Well, we're really excited for the future and just being able to continue to go out and lead worship together and just see how that grows, and also see how it grows us together in our relationship and in our spiritual walk individually and as a couple. And I don't know, maybe we'll do another updated video in a couple of years about what it's like leading with your spouse and just see where we are with them, you know?
It's fun.
I don't know.
It's fun.
If we have any different thoughts, if maybe we hate it, I don't know. We'll hate it by then.
I don't think we will.
It may be better. Who knows? Maybe we'll be more wise and insightful.
I think Desmond is looking for someone.
He's getting hair everywhere. Okay. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. We would love to share that with you. And so hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell to be notified. And comment below. Are you worship leaders out there? Are you couples and married people? Do you lead worship together? Let us know. Let us know what your experience has been and what that's like for you. So
thanks for watching, you guys.
Bye. See you in the next video.